Good afternoon, good evening, people of God. How are you? Listen, I want to say something. For many of you who have been emailing me over the past 2 years, you've shared certain personal things that you've been going through and family dynamics, um, childhood trauma and pain that, you've dealt with over the years, and you are just striving to be the best version of yourself and overcome it gracefully. If you haven't already, I shared this book in my community section a few days ago. If you haven't gotten a copy of this book already, I would like for you to get a copy of this book. This is a very, very powerful book. I have not completed reading it in its entirety. It was in my spirit a few days ago when I woke up, because I remember watching the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and when Nona was on there talking to the tears, and I think she advertised the book after that podcast, or maybe it was another one of her speakings where I saw this book advertised, but I didn't order it. However, the day that I shared it in my community section, I woke up that morning and this book, I just saw a picture of this book, and I said, Lord, what do you want me to, what are you trying to do in my spirit? What do you want me to see? What are you trying to, um, change in my mind or something like that? But anyway, because it was in my spirit, I ordered a copy. And then last night, when I got home from work, took my shower, everything, I checked my mail, didn't have any mail, but after I laid in bed, I went to pick up my Bible to finish off where I was reading, and then Monte started barking. And the way that she barks, I know she heard something outside, so I was like, oh, it's just a deer or something that was out towards the front. She went to go walk towards the front door. So somebody just told me to get up. So I got up, and lo and behold, this book was on my porch. And so when I opened the book and started reading last night, I actually fell asleep reading it, and I couldn't hold back tears for like the first 20 something pages. I couldn't hold back tears for like the first 20 something pages, because there's so much that resonated with my spirit, and I know what it's like to be left out in the field, and so do many of you. And I know these things because you've shared it with me, and I believe that this book is going to be very healing, right, and nurturing. It has already been nurturing to the spirit. And so I know some of us, we have randomly gotten on the video chat, group chats at various times, because all of our schedules run differently. But what I would like to suggest is, if you get a copy of this book, we can read this together. And at the end of every chapter, there are reflections, there's prayer, and there are questions. And we can, in our video group chats, we can start reading this together and answering these questions while in our group chat, and go from there, right? And I feel like this book will be very healing. And so if you would like to participate in that, and this is no age limit, right? It would be good if even some of my elders, many of my elders here, support me and encourage me on this channel. And so even some of my elders, my younger brothers and sisters, it's not just the women, it's anyone, all of you. My brothers, my sisters, my elders, my younger, young folk. If you want to get a copy of this book, and let's read this together in our video group chats. And the reason I would like it to be diversified, male, female, older, and younger, because there are different angles where many of us can listen to each other's testimonies, responses to some of the questions. And it can also be not only edifying, but it can also be very healing for each of us, and informative. as well, right? Um, because there are those who may have left some of us out in the field, but then there are some who they are trying to heal themselves and they don't know how to um, right the wrong, you know. And so it could be so that's why I made that type of suggestion. It doesn't matter the age or the gender, you know. It's all about growing in the right direction, taking accountability, learning, and turning the pain into purpose. So I look forward to the completion of this book, and also for anyone who would like to join the group video group chat and start reading this book together, coming together with other brothers and sisters um, who also will benefit from the details and the contents of this book. Um, let's do that if you would like to. And you can send me an email at the email in the About section, and then we can begin to try and organize a time that is convenient so that this time it won't just be random people and showing up whenever, but those who have the book, we can kind of, if we can kind of set a time which will be convenient for all of us, and we can stick with that and be consistent until we complete this book. Um, I believe that will bless all of our souls. And you know, and even if you don't want to be a part of the book reading, the book video group chat for the book reading, still get a copy of the book, and I believe that it will bless your soul. You know, I couldn't stop tears coming from my eyes for about the first 20 something pages, and that's only because it hit me to my soul. It's almost like someone was telling my story that I never even met, that I don't even know. And um, you know, it's only because I know what it feels like to be left out in the field. And then I also know what it feels like to become stronger because of all the pain that you had to endure, regardless if you wanted to or not. You know, I know what it feels like to have to defend and protect yourself until you build up strength and resilience and tenacity. It's 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 what the pain and what I've personally have been through that is giving me my strength today. It's the things that I have seen that has caused me in my childhood to. I believe it's one of the reasons that my heart has never been. How could I say that? My heart has never been broken. Like I've never been played by a man, and I believe that's because of part of being left out in the field by my father. And I look at it as a blessing because I listen to what some of my sisters have said, some who have gone through, you know, 2 and 3 marriages and went through many painful things. And so it's not all um, bad for me because had, I don't know, maybe if my father was there, I know some sisters whose fathers were there and they still went through a lot of heartache and pain. And if had my father been there, I may have not known how to do or been pushed to tap into the greater strength that was on the inside of me. And I may have, had my father not been the first man and only man to ever break my heart, I may have had my heart broken by strangers, right? And so, but there's a lot more to that, to many of our stories. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I think this would be a great book um, to for anyone that has a book club. I think this would be a great addition to your book club. Um, and like I said, for anyone who wants to join together and read this book together um, for your video group chats, many of you who have been emailing me, and some of the things that you've been emailing me, many of you are saying you're going through different situations and circumstances, but it's kind of like the same thing, the same foundation of things. And I think if you get this book and they come together um, with some of these video group chats and let's read this together, I think that's a good start, you know. And I think that by the completion of this book, there will be a great sense of direction. That is what I'm getting. Um, but again, I have not completed it yet. I will be completing it, you know. Um, but yeah, that's all I wanted to share. I hope you guys are having a blessed and amazing, blessed day, a relaxing day in the name of Yeshua. If you have not ordered your copy of this book yet, um, I believe that it will be a blessing, a great blessing to your soul, right? There's an anointing on this book that I don't have the words to describe. Maybe after I complete it, I'll have the words. But it has humbled my spirit and it's nurtured my spirit. It's almost like as I read it, my soul feels nurtured and comforted, if that makes sense. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I love you.